Ladies and gentlemen, how many dreams have died because somebody kept saying, I will do it tomorrow, next tomorrow, or leave it next week? Let me ask you a question. What if the perfect time you've been waiting for is the very thing stealing your future? Every second you delay, life keeps moving. And tonight, I want to tell you a story that might change the way you think about waiting forever. There was a young man named Marcus, a 17-year-old from Chicago with a dream bigger than the streets he grew up on. Marcus wanted to become a great basketball player. He had talent. He had potential. He had passion. But there was one problem. Marcus always believed there would be a better time to start. Every morning he told himself, I'll begin when school gets easier. Every afternoon he said, I'll train when I have more energy. Every weekend he promised, next week, I'll take it seriously. And week after week, month after month, Marcus kept postponing the life he claimed he wanted. Meanwhile, other teenagers were waking up before sunrise. They were running when it was cold. They were practicing when nobody was watching. They were failing, learning, improving, and growing stronger every single day. While Marcus was waiting for perfect conditions, someone else was creating opportunities from imperfect circumstances. Then one afternoon, Marcus attended a basketball tournament. As he sat in the crowd, he watched young players his age dominate the court. They moved with confidence. They played with skill. They carried themselves like champions. And suddenly Marcus felt a pain that hit harder than any defeat. Because for the first time, he saw the person he could have become. Not because those players were more gifted. Not because they were luckier. But because they started when he was still waiting. That night Marcus could not sleep. The faces of those players stayed in his mind. The applause stayed in his ears. The opportunities he had missed replayed over and over inside his head. And he realized something powerful. The greatest pain in life is not failure. The greatest pain in life is regret. Failure teaches lessons. Failure builds character. Failure makes you stronger. But regret follows you for years whispering, what if? What if you had started? What if you had tried? What if you had believed in yourself sooner? A wise proverb says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Those words hit Marcus like lightning. The next morning he made a decision. No perfect weather. No perfect schedule. No perfect motivation. No perfect circumstances. Just a decision. A decision to stop waiting. A decision to start. And from that day forward, Marcus trained relentlessly. He trained when he felt inspired. He trained when he felt tired. He trained when nobody encouraged him. He trained when progress seemed invisible. Because he discovered something every successful person eventually learns. Motivation may get you started. But discipline keeps you going. Months passed. The results came slowly. There were days he wanted to quit. Days he felt frustrated. Days he questioned whether the effort was worth it. But every single day, Marcus showed up. And every day he showed up, he became a little better than he was the day before. 1 year later, Marcus earned a place on a respected basketball team. Not because life became easier. Not because obstacles disappeared. But because he stopped postponing his future. Teenagers, listen carefully. Many of you are doing exactly what Marcus used to do. You are waiting to start that business. Waiting to write that book. Waiting to learn that skill. Waiting to chase that dream. Waiting to become who you were created to be. But how many opportunities will pass before you realize that waiting is often fear wearing a disguise? Fear says wait. Doubt says wait. Comfort says wait. But success says begin. The comfort zone is a beautiful place. But nothing grows there. Nothing changes there. Nothing extraordinary is built there. Everything meaningful begins the moment you step beyond what feels safe. Marcus learned that confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes because of action. You do not become brave and then start. You start, and courage grows along the way. You do not become confident and then take the first step. You take the first step, and confidence follows. Imagine where you could be 1 year from now if you started today. Imagine the skills you could develop. Imagine the opportunities you could create. Imagine the person you could become. Now imagine where you will be if you keep waiting. Because every day you delay is a day that can never be recovered. Every hour you postpone is an hour your future can never get back. The perfect time does not exist. The perfect conditions do not exist. The perfect opportunity does not exist. Action creates all three. Years from now, you will either tell stories about the risks you took or the excuses you made. And that choice begins today. So I challenge every teenager listening to my voice. Start the dream. Write the plan. Take the step. Make the call. Submit the application. Launch the idea. Begin before you feel ready. Because somewhere inside you is a future that is waiting to be born. And every day you delay, that future waits a little longer. Do not let another tomorrow steal what belongs to today. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Because the perfect time is not coming. The perfect time is now.